And we are live. Welcome, welcome everybody to the Mum-Freedom-Preneurs Hangout. And today our topic is how to declutter your mental life. Before we get to that though, I want to go through, we have some amazing panelists here today. We have a wonderful special guest that is often with us, sometimes not with us, but we're excited to have her with us. I'm going to quickly introduce myself. I'm going to go across here to everybody here that's on the panel. We'll get some more coming on. We have different, it's a slightly different, it might be confusing for some times, but I see a lot of you are on watching. Some of you, you end up by catching this in the replay because we have a different time zone in United States than we do in Australia, New Zealand, and Europe because our daylight savings is doing it slightly different around the world right now. But we are here, we're live, and I'm Valerie Jampolsky. I am the Abundance Mum-Freedom-Preneur from Abundance Now, and I am a mom of twin, oh my goodness, 6-year-olds. Remember to say that now, twin 6-year-old boys. And for me, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here because I made a decision about, you know, when I was pregnant with the twins, sat there very pregnant with the twins, deciding, and sitting in my office, realizing that if I didn't do something, if I didn't make a shift, if I didn't do something different, I was never going to be there for my kids. Never mind daycare, my kids would have been raised by nannies because I would have never been around for them. Plus, I knew I wanted to make a difference. There was things that I wanted to make it, you know, being really able to help people. Just sitting in my office, what I did as an attorney just wasn't it for me. So anyways, I am very, very grateful to be here and to have the life that I live and the freedom to be here with you all on a Monday doing what I want to do, when I want to do, how I want to do it, and travel. I get to see all these wonderful, amazing women here, literally from around the globe. And so I'm going to start, without further ado, I'm going to pass it on along the panel. And I'm going to go first over to wonderful, wonderful Sarita.
Hey everybody. It's 10:22 p.m. here in Perth, Western Australia. So my kids are in the other room sleeping. So I've got all the time in the world for you guys. I'm really excited to be here. We've got a very special guest here, Diva Rengia, who is she's made a couple of millions online. And she's a dear friend and a dear sister and mentor of mine. So I'm super excited we've got Dee on board today and learn a little bit from her. But yeah, like I said, I've got 2 little ones. I've got my daughter is almost 6. She's turning 6 in October, and my son is turning 4 in June. They're growing so fast, and I just love being a mom, and I love connecting with all of them all around the world. And yeah, I'm really, really excited going, and yeah, can't wait to dive into our topic. So thanks for having me.
Yay! Yeah, and Sarita as well. I'm going to toot her horn just a little bit here. She doesn't, but I will. Sarita is, I mean, just with our community, it's just, you're such an inspiration. I mean, what is it? It's been less than 2 years. You've made a little over you've made over 200,000. You're on track for 250,000. I just want to say, income disclaimer. Anytime, you know, we're going to be talking about what we're doing with our business, there is a link at the bottom. You can see we choose not to be typical, okay? So we're not typical, and you can see our average earnings down there. And I'm going over alphabetically. I'm doing this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go D. I'm going to bring you out at this point. I'm going to bring you out after Mary. I'm going to bring out Mary. I'm going to bring you out D. So I'm going to go over. By the way, for me in Los Angeles, it is, what is it now? It's like 7:24 in the morning, and I'm now bringing out Miriam.
Hi. Well, I am right now in West Palm Beach, and it is 10:24 my time. And I just got to say I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so glad to be part of this amazing, beautiful group of women. So what really brought me into this business was, well, let me first start by saying that I was living a lifestyle of going to school full-time. And around this time when I started school, my daughter was about like 2 years old, or 1.5 years old, 2 years old. And I barely got to spend any time with her. I was going to school full time. I was working full time. I didn't have any time. And to make matters worse, my marriage was in disaster, basically. It was just a lot of verbal, emotional abuse, and sometimes physical. So it wasn't easy trying to multitask everything. And I was trying to actually get through school thinking, if I go to school and if I get my degree and I have that good job and I can make a difference at home, maybe, just maybe, things will change. Well, it turned out that I failed my physics class, which then resulted that I was kicked out of the core program, and then I was left working full time. So I took on more hours to make more money so that I can bring home, so that I could just be able to provide and have just more of a happy family life. And and instead of that making things better, you know, catastrophe kept happening in my home. So when I came across Sarita, I decided to just completely take the leap. And little by little, things started to change in my life so much for the better. And I have to say that, like, where I stand in life right now, I am so much happier. And I really do look forward to so much greater things in the world. Um, and I also look forward to making a difference as well with my story. So that's the reason why I'm here, and I'm really happy to be here as well.
I'm so excited to have you here, Mary. I mean, you have a very, very powerful story. Very, very powerful story. I'm going to, actually, we're going to briefly, we're going to bring out Dee, introduce you briefly, and then we'll have, actually, you know what, Carrie Lynn, we're going to bring you out, and then we're going to go over to Dee. So that's the reason I want to bring out Dee after. She's just got so much to share. It's wonderful. So, Carrie Lynn, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
So,
Am I muted?
nope, you're good. We can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, your picture, your picture's there. Great.
Okay. Am I still here? I want to hear Dee. And see all of you ladies. I don't feel like I have very much to offer at this moment, but then on the other hand, I know that I do have a story and I do have gifts to offer. And I came in late, so I'm not sure what.
Just introduce yourself. How old are your kids? And what? Yeah.
That might take 20 minutes.
What time is it?
Well, I have 10 children. The oldest is 29, and 3 girls. Let's see, 26, 24, 22, and then we have one that just turned 21, and then a 19-year-old, 15-year-old, 10-year-old, and 4-year-old. So we've got 7 boys, 3 girls. And as you can tell, a lot of them are grown up and out of the house, so we just have 3 at home now. And this is the time I was actually able to get husband help getting them off to school, make sure that they're getting their lunches, their dress, getting clothes on and teeth brushed, so that I don't have to be going back and forth trying to pay attention to what I want to. Of course, I want to pay attention to them too, but there's still a lot of mothering that needs to take place to the ones that are at home. And so I'm often helping them get off in the morning. So let's see, here in Utah, it's almost 8:30 in the morning. So just to kind of put that into perspective about the school and the timing. I've studied emotional release and energy work, essential oils, herbs, healing. I'm interested in the topic that CJ was going to bring on today, but I'm interested in hearing from everyone else as well. So good morning all, or afternoon, evening, wherever you all are.
I'm excited to have your 10 kids. This is it's amazing. You're amazing. And I am going to bring out Dee. Dee. We're so excited to have you here. Whoop, I think you might be muted, hon.
Sorry about that. My mic is over here. So every time I make a sale, I get the notification on my cell phone. And anyone who knows me knows that's truly the only way that you'll get a hold of me. Probably the fastest way to get a hold of me, send me an email. Even faster way to get a hold of me, make the email titled like, Dee, you just made another event ticket sale. And then I'll definitely open it up. So just going through and just seeing all the names kind of excites me. Okay, not kind of. It really does excite me because I'm going to just backtrack a little bit to help you understand where I'm coming from and why these events mean so much to me. Well, first of all, I've been online for like over 9 years. It's something ridiculous like that. I'm 30 years old. I just had my 30th birthday in Medellin, Colombia. And I've been with my husband. We've known each other since I was 17. We started dating when I was 18. So that's a really long time to be with someone, actually transition from being a waitress and real estate to going online and kind of getting that growth together. There have been quite a few times in our relationship where we both had to say point blank, like, hey, are you willing to grow with me? Okay, yes, then let's keep it moving, because that's truly what happens in any form of a relationship, friendship, working at all. When that disconnect happens, it's because one person is willing to work, one person's willing to run, and one person's willing to stay complacent. So in our marriage, in our relationship, we've realized that the only way that it's going to work is if we both continually push each other. So just to help you understand. And when I first started, I actually didn't have any friends at all. The only friends that I had were, the people who I was like building their websites for, and a lot of the people who could afford to pay me at that time who were successful online happened to be men. So the way that I built my business up is I said, hey, my commission is X amount of dollars. I will give you half of it if you promote this to your list. And then that way it helped me kind of start making sales as I developed a new skill set with marketing and building business online. So just the whole concept of getting together with a group of women, sharing our lives. You can hear my daughter in the back. She's upset because the door is closed and she hates doors closed. 1 second so I can grab her.
Ah, you get Kuan Yin.
Come on.
So adorable.
So she has this bin of toys, and every day, like, she just takes them all out upstairs, and we put them all back in, and then it's like this game of finding them again. And I realized that watching her do that as a child, it's a beautiful thing, right? Because they're the same toys. I mean, sometimes I switch them out, we add something new in there, but they're basically the same toys. But every time she opens it up, it's like it's brand new. And I realized that the ability to be able to do that in your life, in your business, looking at things, seeing conversations, hearing people, seeing them as if it's the first time you've met them, hearing their story as if it's the first time you've ever heard it, that's what's beautiful to me. So before I actually share with you about the event, you know how I told you I was really, really excited because I was seeing like all the names come in? Do you guys mind if I just rattle down the list of the names of the women who have purchased their tickets so far, just to say congratulations to them?
No, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here are some of the ladies. Now, you'll have to forgive me if I mispronounce your name. My name is just one letter D, so I'm just going to use that as an excuse. So here we are. Cherry Forjado, Kathy, and I'm just going to go through the women's names. This event, we're doing something a little bit differently and inviting the guys, but don't worry, they have their own time. So here we are. Kathy Colfer, Karen Scarpa, Sheila Hiles, Casey Smith, CJ Piera, which I heard she should be on here shortly.
She just hopped on.
Oh, how awesome. And she's been to several events. She's actually volunteered as staff at one of our events. So her perspective is truly enlightening if we have the time to hear it. And then Catherine McMillan, Tisha Lee Banak, Maricela Castillo, Carmen Canto, Selena Cravens, Miriam Velez, Monica Alexio, Amanda Troxel, Gaele Sue, Heather Kite, Sarah Espinoza, Karen Jampolsky, Shauli Tolbert, Kadraj Aidut, and then we have our wonderful speakers. Sarita is joining us as a speaker, and Loida Rodriguez is joining us as a speaker, and Valerie actually didn't know this, so I'm just gonna, kind of burst it open here live. Valerie did something that was incredible. Hold on, let me see if I can find you the music, because I don't even think I would do it justice explaining to you what she did if I didn't play the music for you to what she did it to. It was that remarkable. She did something that's called as the Queen's speech over this track. Now, I am not a rapper, and so I appreciated, everything that just came out of her mouth, because it was so passionate. It was so full of life. And we were lucky, Justin and I. Justin was standing to my left as she performed this in Miami. There was less than 100 people in this beautiful, $17,000 mansion that they were renting out just for like a few days. Oh, I'm just kidding. It was $17 million. And so this mansion that we're sitting in front of, I just remember Val is sitting in front of me, and it's Justin and I, and as she starts a little bit back, and then as she continues going, she steps up a little bit, and now she's right in my face. And have you ever been confronted with, I'm looking down because I'm looking for the track, but have you ever been confronted during a period of time where truth has kind of slapped you in the face? Not that like, oh, it sounds good, I can agree with that, yeah, that fits in my lifestyle type of truth. No. I'm talking about the truth that like you gotta like switch things up in your life for, like it just tears things all up. That's how it felt as Val was doing that. It felt like she just came and ooh, oh my goodness. So what I wanted to do was ask her if she, had the energy, if she wanted to just share that with us in Nashville. Here's the track itself. It's powerful. Imagine Val to this. Oh my goodness.
So excited. I'm so excited. I'm super excited. I just have to say that.
This is powerful. I'll just play 30 seconds of it and then I'll end it. But man. I can still feel your energy, Val. Wow.
I would be honored, Dee. I would be absolutely honored, Dee.
Wow.
I'm so excited. And I just want to add in, I didn't do the, well, I think it's part of the next level breakthrough, but the moment they posted that video, I think it was in August or something, I was like obsessed with it, right? I'm kind of an obsessive person. When I like something, I just do it like 150 times or whatever all the time. When he posted that video in the car of him doing that King's speech, I was listening to it all the time, and I was like doing it all the time with him. And I've sent it to a lot of my on my team because it is extremely powerful. Now, anyone who's been to Miami or who bought the next level breakthrough, that's something that you're meant to be doing. But like I've been doing it since August, and I've been doing it with my kids, like in the back of the car, and they scream with me. And that's what I love, because kids get used to it, like we're Mum-Freedom-Preneurs, and they laugh first, like my kids are like, what are you doing, Mum? But then they get used to it, and they're like, this is cool, let's scream together. It's really, really powerful, because it changes your energy, and it really does something to you, So I just want to add that, because no one's listening to you in the car apart from you. You've got all these cars around you, no one knows what you're doing. But my kids on the back, they're screaming, I'm screaming, and it's only done me good in my business, in my life. So I just wanted to add that. Don't ever feel stupid, doing it, because they find it big time. So, and that's why Dave did it for all of us, so we could copy him, And if you do that once a day or a couple of times a day, I think after 30 days, if you would say, give yourself a challenge, they say within 21 days you can change your habit. If you would 21 days do that in a car, tell me, I think you'd be a different person. So I think it's super powerful.
I love it. Yeah, and it was just, Dee, I am so moved that, thank you. I would love to share that. It was such a powerful experience for me because this was being broadcast live around the world. We were there in this mansion, and I got up. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. I got up in front of everybody, and it was, who's willing to like have a transformation? Who's willing to step into their power? And I stood up. I realized what was about to happen, and having you right in front of me, Dee. Seriously, because I have been going to your event since the very first one last year in Nashville, and it was having you sitting there right in front of me, you and Justin right there, and I grounded into you because I knew this was something that was going to be happening, and it was being literally live, being broadcast, and it was very, very powerful for me. You talk about this, for me to look into your eyes, because when I did, as I started, I looked into your eyes, and I was like, I got this energy from you that kind of was like, you got this, girl. And it really was a powerful thing. And Sarita, it tells me volumes about you that you've been doing this since August. That you've been doing this with Dave, since August. Is powerful stuff. But anyways, it was just like, I literally, all I can say is, I felt like in my mind as I was doing this, I was channeling you, Dee. Seriously, I was channeling you. So for me as a powerful women, female model in my life. So just wanted to say that, and on camera say that for everybody here. So I would be absolutely honored to do that. And thanking Sarita, realizing it's such a powerful thing, to know that this is something that you can do and transform. I want to CJ has popped out.
Or any of the ladies watching, if you're joining these events, Dee's got something really special happening on the Wednesday night. Do you want to? Because I think it's exciting for me. So I'm sure it's exciting for any woman who, So maybe Dee can say a little bit about that part, because I think that's really cool.
Yeah, sure. It's so funny because Kuan Yin, you want to come and talk to them for a little bit? Because we talk about, decluttering our mind and just being able to stay focused, right, Kuan Yin? So how does a 2-year-old stay focused? Because someone who watches a 2-year-old is like they are not focused at all, but actually they're extremely focused if you pay attention to the right things, So what have I learned from observing Kuan Yin? Her energy is always brand new. Whenever she experiences something, she sees something, she's like, oh, come on, guys, I know how to do this. But she still looks at it with an open mind. Where are you going? I was just talking about focus. You're making me look bad, kid. Come on.
She's focused on something else.
She's got something on her elbow, and she just keeps rubbing it and touching it. She's like, oh, do you want to see my elbow? Come on, why don't you show them? She's like, no, I don't. I just want to touch it. But when I look at that, it makes me think about, like, in our business, right? Because how many times do we go online and we act as if we already know what's going to happen for the day? Oh, I posted a video for the last 2 months, but I didn't make any sales. So what's going to be the difference if I post the video this time? And to me, it's not really any other sign but you having the non-ability to just let go of whatever's happened prior. And it's the same thing we do in our business. When Justin and I are building, think about it this way. If you're always looking at the past and thinking about what you've done in the past, you're never able to make new goals. So Kuan Yin, what's your new goal for the future? She's still rubbing that elbow. So here's what we're going to do. We're all going to focus on Kuan Yin's elbow. I'm going to pass the mic to one of these beautiful women, and then we'll come back and share more tips with you about how to declutter yourself, because I feel like with a child, it's probably the easiest lesson to learn, but actually the hardest lesson to learn as well with a child, because you're like, oh, she's touching her elbow and I'm on a hangout, like, child, please. Like, but no, your mind actually stops and thinks like, wait a minute, I know that people watch the camera more when my child is in the video. So do I mind her stepping into the camera and taking a minute to just point at her elbow or show me her Play-Doh? Not at all, because we all know that engagement online these days is not as high as it used to be. So if she wants to pop into my video and increase my engagement, by all means, go ahead and do so, my child. But I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to one of the wonderful ladies, and then we'll talk more about decluttering.
Sounds good. And CJ is just hopped on. So CJ, come on out and say hi.
Hey! Yes, it's so very true. When you have life with children, you truly forget how to declutter because everything just all of a sudden gets thrown at you at once. But for those that are not familiar with me, I'm CJ. I live in Florida. It's 10:45 on Monday morning for me. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm also a homeschool mom of 3 of most amazing, nonstop, energetic boys that I have ever met in my life. They're very, very kind and caring individuals, and I'm so fortunate to be their mom. They are 9, 6, and 4. I was not always this blessed to be with my children all the time and to laugh and giggle and make memories with them and enjoy the moments that occur, not dream about the moments. And that's the really big thing, is living the moment, not dreaming about it. Because you can have the dreams, but unless you make those dreams reality, it's always going to be just that dream for you. And for me, for 14 years, I call it the corporate prisoner. I was told what to do, when to do, how to do it, and I worked 12 to 16-hour days, and I worked Monday through Saturday. My only day off was Sunday, and when you have children, that's usually laundry, cleaning. At the time, we had 4 dogs. I had a 100-pound chocolate lab as well, so there was a lot of housework, a lot of things to do around the house, grocery shopping, because 12, 16-hour days, you really don't have that much time to sleep or spend time with your family. Most of the time I would give them a hug and kiss goodnight, read a book to them, and that's the only quality time that I really had with my boys. And that changed for me on August 14th of 2014. What had happened is my oldest had come to me and asked me, "Mommy, why are you always so mean to us? What happened to the fun, Mom? Why do you have to always yell and scream at us?" And that was my reality. I mean, did corporate really turn me into an evil monster in my children's eyes? I wanted to be the mom that was there, that laughed, that giggled, that rolled around on the floor, that just took everything by the moment. And usually I have them climbing on me, but they're preoccupied in the other room with their Easter eggs. So we colored Easter eggs yesterday, so now if they're completely dry, they can put stickers on them and decorate them. So that's where they are in the other room. But I usually have them climbing on me, hanging all over me, and I love it. I don't push them away because I know that I did in the past. And in the past, pushing them away is what made me the evil mommy. So I encourage them now to come and spend time with me. I encourage them to hang on me. I encourage them to ask me 1,000,001 questions in a day because they're learning, they're growing. And when they stop asking me questions is when I'm going to get concerned, because that means that they don't want to learn and grow anymore. And we can't do that in this life. You have to learn and grow every single day and make memories and live in the moments and enjoy those moments, because tomorrow may never happen for that moment to occur. And that's my biggest reason why I'm here every day, is for these amazing ladies and for my boys.
I love it. And CJ, you're inspiring. Always, always, always inspiring. So I am going to, oh, by the way, quickly, I'm just going to go see if we've got anybody that's shouting out on the page saying hi. We have different time zones. Let me just take a really quick look here and see if we've got anybody commenting out on the page. Whoop, where's the page? There's the page. I'm going to refresh it. There's a lot of people that are so shy. We've got a whole bunch of people watching, I can see. And let's see. Gabrielle Butler, she says she's listening in from Avalon Beach in Sydney, Australia. Hey, Gabrielle, welcome. Glad to have you with us. And everybody else who's there. I mean, we see there's a lot more people watching. Definitely, shout out, say hi, and even if you're in the replay, shout out and say hi where you're at. And and we're together. And if you have any comments, thoughts, even in the replay afterwards, we'll be checking back in. So. Okay, I'm coming back out here. Dee's hopped off for a sec. I'm gonna, CJ, since you had the idea on this for this topic, and then Dee was so excited about it. She's coming on to tell us more about what's happening with her event coming up. Can you talk about a little bit of what, your thoughts on the topic? And then, we'll go across a little bit to everybody else.
Sure. It actually just occurred to me yesterday. I'm a big audiobook individual at this moment. With the 3 boys and the stage of their life that they're at right now, it's really hard for me to pick up and read a book because 90% of the time the book ends up reading me if I sit down too long. I'll fall asleep and the book will be sitting staring at me. So I lived on my audios. I always have an audiobook or an inner circle at all times. My earbuds are always in my ears. My phone, I charge it constantly all day long because it's always running. But yesterday I checked out a book via my online via my online library system that I have here for the county that I live in, and it was Throw Out 50 Things is called the name of the book, and I will put this in the comments on the website. And when I first got it, I thought it was going to be like house stuff, how to clean out your house, how to organize your house, and by the 3rd chapter in, I realized it wasn't about cleaning out your house. It was cleaning out your mental house. It was cleaning out who you are and what you have within you and within your life that holds you back. And one of the examples that they discussed was a receipt that this lady had kept on to for so many years, and the receipt was a negative part of her life, and it just kept bringing back all this negativity. Once she got rid of that receipt and threw the receipt out, she could feel the difference. Another thing was pictures. Another lady had pictures that was from a bad time in her life. Once she burned them, her life changed drastically. And it's just, we really don't realize what we hold on to, thinking that it has to be here, or forgetting that it's placed somewhere else within our life, or somewhere else in another room, or in a box, or up in an attic, in a basement. And we don't realize that it's still there. Even though we may not see it, it still is there. And until you clean everything out and declutter what you don't want from your past, you're really not going to be able to move forward. And it's just to have that concept of grabbing the thoughts that you want and not being so hungry to grab at every single thing, thinking it's going to change your world and make your world better and give you a better future. It was, for me, it was just, I've already listened to the book 2 times because I can't put it down. It was just a breakthrough. It was a huge, huge breakthrough because there's so many things that I hold on to thinking that, oh, I'll need that in a couple of months, or I'll need that next year. And it's not even a materialistic item. It's a thought process or a note that I may have written down. Oh, I'll need that. That I can use that another time. And it's not. It really is not that important. This is what we forget in life, is that we forget who we are, and we try to store as much as we possibly can because we think that we have to hold on to everything. And by holding on to everything, like Val says this all the time, don't pick that up. You can do the same thing by decluttering your mind. Don't pick up those memories. Don't pick up those thoughts. Books, unless it's one that's going to change your life forever, pass it on. Share it. Donate it. Give it away. Because somebody else will learn from that, just like you have. I was just so blown away how many things within this book I know we all do. We all have it. And just by taking notes and listening to the book, within the last 48 hours, I felt like I've had an eternity removed from my shoulders. I feel like there's some things in my past that I've held on to because I thought I needed to, that I don't. And I did. I burned a couple of things yesterday, and it felt really good to burn them and know that they're gone and they're no longer here.
That's great. It's really, really powerful. You're inspiring me. That's really, 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 really powerful. Sarita, do you wanna pop out on this? Whoop, you
Sure. I've had some crazy, crazy transformations happening in my life. I've been very much, following my heart's guidance, and I just fell into this video that taught me two sentences, which I always prayed to my angels or God, but it just made it very solid for me. So I just thought, okay, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna be. My life could be better. So let's just do what I've been told to do and what I've been guided to do. And one was, I thank my angels. You feel connected with angels. I feel very connected with the angels, but some people are connected to God. Some people are connected to the universe. I feel very connected to my angels. So I would say, I thank my angels each day for showing me their presence, So, and I would repeat that in my head all day long. I thank my angels each day for showing me their presence, any signs of their presence. So I would get constantly 1111 or little gifts and little signs on top of that. That's a big one, and that's something, if you're not ready for it, you might not want to say that. It's like, I thank my angels for showing me the truth that I need to see in this situation. I thank my angels for showing me the truth that I need to see in this situation. And keep saying that to yourself, Well, I did that for a few days and had some major long-term subconscious sabotage that I had since I was 8 years old. Belle and I had a massive going into my mind. But it just brought all that up to the that helped me as a child. A lot of things happen as a child, and you're like, so you put up all the players and things. But now, I'm turning 60, and I want to live the best possible life for myself and for my children. And I know I've been attracting certain things to me in the past, subconscious stuff that I put in my past, which was something I couldn't figure out because I was 8 years old when I kind of made that belief up in my head, and I kind of resolved that last week, which is huge. And the only thing I had to do to get that was to repeat in my head, I thank my angels each day for showing me the truth that I need to see in this situation, And I kept repeating that sentence in my head. And whatever boils up, whatever truth you need to see, whatever truth you're ready for, I guess, comes up. And it was very, very powerful for me. I feel way more at peace with myself since that's come through, and that's just one thing. And it's just the beginning. But I just want to encourage anyone just to take inspired action, really live from your heart. I've for a long time now, I've lived from my heart. I haven't really worked in a real job for like 6 or 7 years, and I always was the kind of the odd one out. But the moment I started living from my heart and taking inspired action, and even having mentors tell me, Sarita, you've got a gift, take inspired action. But I believe we all have gifts, and we all have different gifts to give to the world. But what's very important is that you really live from your heart, And when you know something's true for you, trust it. Don't judge yourself. Don't think, this is just, my ego. It's like, if you feel something strongly, it's your heart. If you can't stop thinking about something, I would say, kind of God, it's your heart, because it's your essence, and every time I have actually chosen the road of the path of the heart, I've gone into the right. But even if it wasn't something possibly how I wanted it to be, my ego might wanted something different, but because I chose the way of the heart, it taught me some lessons that I needed to learn. And right now, yeah, I'm saying, like, like I'm a single mom, my kids are in the other room. It's not easy, and I never wanted to be a single mom. That was never part of my dream, but it's the first time I'm actually having time to focus on healing myself and really getting to know who is Sarita and, what do I want. And, I'm so, in a way, it's perfect because I've never had that time to read myself. And the more I know I can heal myself, and the better I can become, the more I can actually give back to the world, So I just want to encourage people to really, there is now scientific research done, when there is actually brain cells in your heart and stuff in your gut. So it's not just airy-fairy talk, It's really, really powerful when you connect in your heart. One of the books, it's called Power versus Force. It's based on a guy. He's like a psychiatrist. I think he's died now, but he's done over 20 to 30 years of research based on kinesiology, and he was measuring all different energy levels of people and the height of the heart. You could go with, say, Albert Einstein, and you could be really super smart, super smart, but if there's no heart, that's the next level, right? Like Gandhi, I think Gandhi was at 700. He changed everything with non-violence in the 50s, because he was so in his heart. He was humble, he was in his heart. It's really, really powerful. And I just want to encourage anyone to be super connected to their heart. And, it's losing right. However, and I'm really, really excited because, big things happen. And little things, a few sentences each day, like those affirmations that I said to myself the last few weeks have caused so much growth for myself, showed me things that I might not easy to see, but way better than being unconscious. So I want them to see. I want to clear them so I can move on, freaking live an amazing life and not, let go of all that bullshit that I've told myself for the last 36 years. And so I'm really, really excited, and want to tell you guys, just think your heart, and your heart is really, we are all really special. We all have special gifts, and your heart is really powerful. So that's my little piece.
That's little piece, and it's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge. Sarita, if you could, put those 2 sentences in the chat on the page. The 2 sentences that you've been working with that have been transformational for you. I think it'll be really powerful to see that.
Major, because be careful what you ask for too. Because if you're not prepared to know the truth, don't ask that sentence because it's gonna blow you in the face, and you're gonna get it when you don't expect it. So. Happened to me when I was in the shops with my boy, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting it all now, But after asking for a few days, I'm like, thank you, angels, for showing me the truth that I need to see in this situation. So I'm just bang, 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 bang. And I'm right at the shops with my boy, and I'm like, okay. It was awesome, though. But
so you sent me a message. You're going, Val, I gotta tell you something. I was like,
but it's awesome. But it's not, and then you got to integrate it too, The first step, you're aware of it, and then you got to change 35 or 36 years of conditioning, But awareness is the first step. So baby steps, and always be gentle with yourself and loving. But I think it's really important, and that's the main message from me. It's like, be your own best friend. We're always trying to be everyone else's best friend. I'm trying to be Belle's best friend. She's trying to be my best friend. Be your own best friend. That's the most important thing. Loving yourself first. Because if you can't love yourself, if you don't put yourself first, how can you love anyone else? And we've been taught kind of by conditioning that we got to be the matriarch, we got to be the mom that, be the victim kind of, but it's not going to work. Like, I love my mom, and she's done a lot for me, but I knew my mom wasn't happy. She never went out, she never went to the movies, she never went on a date with my dad, and I actually wanted my mom to do that, because I thought it was really sad to do that. Like, oh, see your mom happy. You want to see your mom happy, have a vision, do something, have an exciting life. You don't want your mom to be totally focused on you. I think that's kind of a burden, actually. And, I just, that's what I felt as a child, So I want to be the best role model for my daughter, and the best role model I've got to heal myself so I can be the best role model for my beautiful daughter and for my son. But yeah, little things like sentences like those two sentences totally completely transformed my life. You obviously got to believe it when you say those sentences. Amazing. And like I said, just for showing me the truth that I need to see in the situation. If you don't want to see the truth, do not ask that sentence, because it's quite in your face if you ask that. Just saying, you want to be ready for it. So, because usually we don't want to see the truth, and our ego is protecting the truth. So that's a reason why we don't usually want to see the truth. Okay, that's my bit for the bit.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thank you. And we'll have, like I said, we'll have the couple sentences for you in the chat as well. Carrie Lynn, I want to bring you out. Do you have any? Because I know you've got a powerful background. Anything you'd love to add, share on this topic?
I just need to unmute for a second. I had an experience several years ago when I was going through a lot of the emotional release work as I was getting my education to become a facilitator to do this. And then one day I woke up and I just tore through all of our closets, my children's dressers, and just purging things. And it was because I had cleaned out enough up here and here that it was time to clean out in our home too. And a lot of times it doesn't work that way. A lot of times we need to purge things in our home before we can feel anything here or here. And I think because I was doing so much inner work, it just started to present itself outwardly. Also, when we clear out our space, we actually create a space for abundance to come in, for those things that we're asking for. If we're asking for things and they're not coming, it's because you don't have space for it. Everything's energetic, and even though it's something that you're wanting, you need to create a space for it. And it's not just because you say you want it, you actually need to do some purging somewhere. Look in your life, look in your home, look. I actually went through my Facebook account and I know this sounds awful, trying to think of a nice way to say it, but unfriended a lot of people that I felt like just were negative. I don't have space in my life for negative, and I don't read a lot of those posts. I don't read every single one. I'm friends with quite a few people, and I don't read every single one, but if I caught one and I started seeing that was their pattern, I was just like, okay, then I don't know why they're here, but they don't get to be here anymore. So it's just everywhere. It's your Facebook, it's your closet, your dresser, it's your home. It's the things that you say. You can change what you say, but there's something to be said about throwing out 50 things. And I'm excited to look for that audiobook. I've got a friend I've been helping as she moved, and another book that I was really drawn to, and it's trying to think who the author was. I should have looked. I didn't know you were going to call me out again. I would have done my little bit of homework, Valerie. It's a book about cleaning out your space, but she talks about only keep things that spark joy. That really resonated with me because I did want my space to be full of joy. It wasn't always. With my oldest one, he had leukemia when he was very young, right when I was getting ready to have my second child. And just some difficult health issues with some of the kids. And I harbored those feelings of how difficult it was for a really long time. And I felt like if I just worked harder, if I just did more, if I did everything perfectly, then everything would clear up and everything would be better. But really it was my the programs going on in my head that were keeping me from finding the joy and sitting down and enjoying my children at that young age. Now the older ones notice a difference and they see that something is different. But it's about setting that program up here and even in your heart. But she and I have been working on keeping things that we find joy or that spark joy in our when we look at it, when we come across a picture. Does it spark joy or not? Is it a negative? And if it's something negative, either take the time to figure it out or discard it. Easy. Make that choice. Decisions are powerful, and as we're cleaning up and we're getting rid of the garbage, then we are creating a space for the positive and the abundance that is in our path, and we just need to follow upon it when we have cleared that path from the things that are in our way. So that's my 2 cents.
I love that, Carolyn. Having that. Here, let's see. Okay, there we go. I think the echo just went away. Yeah,
probably mute.
What? No, the echo went away. The echo went away.
Okay, I was thinking maybe it was me, so let me mute.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's not you. It's not you. Whatever it was, it just went away. I think somebody just had an extra page open for a second there. It's gone. I love that, the assessment of saying, and I'm going to be doing this. We're going to go through my stuff. Does this, when you're picking up an object, is there a feeling of joy connected to it or not? I think that's really powerful. Just a very visceral thing that's really, really powerful. And even with a thought, is there a joy connected with that? Combine that with what Sarita was saying, and I think you might have some powerful revelations happening for all of us. Dee had to hop. She had to go, and so I'm going to mention to you, we're going to have we'll have a underneath in the chat, you'll be able to see the link to be able to join us. We're going to be coming up in April. What's the dates? 20th and 21st. There's going to be a really, really powerful event with Dee. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in a sec. But we'll have the link for that to join us there. And also there's another powerful event connected to that. So if you click on the link below on this page, that will connect you with all of us, where you can get access to both events that are coming up. Really, really powerful, transformational, coming up here very, very soon. And find out more about it, and we'll get more of your questions answered. Whoever invited you to this page, you click on below. I think it's like $7 to get with us on the inside and learn what the heck it is. If you're watching this by now, there's a part of you that knows this is something really powerful for you to do. So you can get in. Sarita can talk a little bit more about that too. I'll verbally say it, but it's also going to be underneath for D's. It's lifestylealchemy.com/Nash. Okay, but we will have the link below as well. And like I said, to really get information on it as well, connect with whoever brought you to this page, and we'll be able to, give you, really, really get you plugged in. And the best way, the fastest way, just like Dee says, get an email. You want to get our attention? Go in, get in there for $7. We will, we'll be very quickly getting back to you, because a lot of us are, we have quite busy stuff going on. And let's see here. I'm going to bring out Miriam to talk on this topic. Oh, maybe need to unmute, hun. Nope, still no sound. No sound. Nope. Yeah, no, you're still muted, hun. No, can't hear you, hun. Can't hear you. Ah, okay. Keep working on it. Just interrupt me. Literally, just go, Val. When you think you have sound. Okay. I'm going to talk briefly about my experience, and I'll bring it over to Sarita. A year ago was the first time that Dee did the event that she did, and it was it was extremely powerful. I've been to a couple of the events that Dee's done. I've been through it, since she started them, and had some very, very powerful transformations. I know Dee had to go, but a lot of, when you talk about decluttering, literally be able to go through some live experiences. One of the things I'm going to be doing was called, the Queen's Speech, live with it, and who knows, there might be an opportunity for everybody else to do it. I don't know, but Sarita's speaking, and some of the experiences that Dee is going to take us through. All I can tell you is every single time I have gone through the experiences, I've had a shift. I've had a shift in my life. It's affected my life financially. It's affected my life personally. And the event that's coming right after it, it's kind of like flowing through it. It's just really powerfully transformational. I don't know. My first $3,000 day happened when I was at an event. So for me, the combination of the experiences of what I've had with Dee at her very intimate events, and then the larger event that occurs right afterwards. I don't even know how to put words into it. I just know that for me it was transformational, so much so that when I did have this opportunity to do what she called was at the Queen's Speech, and I was standing there, we had a group of, like I said, of 100 people in this, not that many, I think it was like 50, 60 people in the mansion. There weren't that many of us, but many, many, many thousands watching online. And now it's gone into recording as well, which I think for a short time you can get access to that. Again, connect with us and you can get access to the whole thing where you can catch the whole Queen's Speech, all of it. Connect to the person that invited you here, because I think for a short time there's still access to get a hold of those, get a hold of recordings of what she's talking about. It was just, all the, I took a look. Sarita was in the back of the room, and Dee was right in front of me. And, Sarita was so sweet. She was doing an additional video capturing the whole thing. And so, she was capturing the angle of it. And it was just, for me, a powerful experience that, in the moment of being able to release everything that can be getting in the way of all the negative thoughts that float out there, and focusing in on the positive. I'm going to be taking into action a lot of these things that that we've been saying here on the physical side of things, and releasing physical objects. I love that. I'm taking that on. For me, mentally, it's just, and obviously it's a process. Everything is a process. Is, becoming aware of the negative thoughts that come across, and realizing that they're not connected to reality. That if it's a negative thought, it's not connected to reality. And like, I think what I think was it CJ was talking about was like this whole idea of don't pick up that thought, you don't know where it's been. Well, becoming consciously aware of the thoughts that I've held on to, and I'm very excited. I'm going to be putting into Sarita's 2 sentences into action, regularly starting today. I'm adding that to my mix, to be able, like you said, in the moment to realize, what are the angels, what's the universe, what's God saying to me in this moment? What can I release? What comes up? So it can come to your consciousness and release it. So, as a powerful experience, you're going to be getting a huge chunk of that as well when you come and join us in Nashville. So, like I said, I'm just really excited for all of you, because there's so many of you watching that I know are already coming, and those of you that are right now maybe making the decision that this is something you might want to come and get more information on. Like I said, click that button below, connect with us, and we can give you more. If you want just directly on Dee's event, we'll have the link below as well. So I'm going to pass. Yeah, I'm going to pass it on over to. Is that Sarita? Is that you? Oh no, Miriam, you got sound. Miriam's got sound. Yes.
Yay.
All right.
Well, one of the biggest things that I think that decluttering the mind or decluttering my mind has helped. I've actually been working on this for some time for the past few days, and it's been a lot to do with meditating. So I've been picking up now since Wednesday last week, actually, meditating 3 times a day, but 10 minutes each, because I have a hard time sitting still and just being able to keep the thoughts out of my mind completely. But what I tend to do is like I just try to visualize mainly, like things that I want to see happen in my life, things that I want to see change in my heart and emotionally within the first 5 minutes. And then I just kind of started like silencing out my mind altogether the last 5 minutes, just peace and quiet. And sometimes I have the luxury of going to the beach and doing it there. It's not all the time when I have my 3-year-old climbing all over me, but I do the best that I can. But that's one thing. And the reason why I've started this meditation for myself is just because I have had a lot of my past, pop up like thoughts and things like, so I think that, sometimes memories, certain negative memories of our past comes up every once in a while, and if we allow it to come up, it can affect us and how we go on in life and how we have some kind of abundance in our life. So in a way, that is kind of clutter because what's in the past is in the past. You got to let go of it. So once a thought would come to my mind, as of lately, I would just dismiss it. You know what? I send you back to light because you happened and it was for a reason. I learned from it and it's time to move on. One of my biggest realization, as a matter of fact, was on my drive. I had about a 2-hour drive with my mom yesterday, and the first hour was just conversation about a lot of recent events that has happened, and I didn't realize till the other half of it that we're talking about problems, we're not talking about solutions. And then I realized, oh, I got a lot of junk I need to let go of. So the second half, I was just quiet. I decided, you know what, if a thought comes back up, or if a conversation or a topic to a certain conversation comes up again, just send it to love, and so it was mostly quiet. It was mostly like very small talk, but it was a lot of love and it was a lot of silence. Um, and then I felt at peace towards the end. I'm like, I should do this more often. Just talk less about the problem and talk more of the solution and let go of any negative thoughts or memories, because I'll be transparent. I do my best. I do my best to be positive. I do my best to carry on a happy lifestyle. I go to the gym. I exercise. I meditate. I do things that lift my spirit up. Basically, I actively do it. But if I sit around and I wait for life to happen, nothing is happening. Like I'm accepting things to come into my mind that's not really helpful for me. So, you got to take active measures to really have that positive lifestyle. I heard someone once tell me, an empty mind is a devil's own. So, you got to completely, like, you clear out the clutter, but you have to invite the love and the positive into your life. So, meditating for me has been helping a lot, and I know when I have like my moments like yesterday, I'm able to let go of it easier, whereas it before would take me about maybe a day or sometimes a few days, at the very worst a week, because of certain situations. Life happens. Another thing that I've noticed in general is multitasking. I love to multitask. It's one of my favorite things because I just get everything done at the same time. But then I forget to do something, and then I'm hard on myself, and then it just, over some time, I become a little bit clutterful in a sense because um, I'm not doing things organized. I'm not focused at one thing at a time. And another thing that I have been doing actually for quite some time is writing in a journal. not typing it on the computer. The reason why I'm writing it is because I am writing one thing at a time, what's on my mind, what's my thoughts, and how to let go. And so I don't know, those are things that has helped me to be more focused, to declutter my mind from so much negative thoughts and so much negative things, and just kind of lead a happy lifestyle. So I definitely encourage going out into nature. It doesn't matter if you're by the beach, if you're by the park, if it's around your quiet neighborhood, if you're lucky enough to have one. I live in a kind of city area right now. But definitely take some time to go out into nature. And as of right now, the beach is my favorite place. It's 2 minutes from me. I could either walk there, drive there, take an Uber there. It doesn't matter. I am happy when I'm at the beach, and it's my perfect spot to meditate. So those are the things I do to declutter my mind and lead a more positive lifestyle.
Love it, Miriam. That's powerful. Anybody watching this in the replay, take notes, because those are some of the things you simply suggested, even on your way of thinking is just extremely powerful. Sarita, I know I can see you like you wanting to hop out on this. Yeah, no, maybe I was wrong. I was getting signals from you like you wanted to hop out on this. We're going to close out soon. Yeah, Dee had to hop, so we're going to close out soon. We've been on for about an hour. So do you have any closing thoughts that you want to throw out on any of this?
Well, I think so. For me, personally, is it CJ or me?
You.
Good. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, you're frozen there for a sec, but you're good now.
Decluttering your life. First of all, get rid of anything that doesn't serve you. Be it friends that you love, but when you spend time with them, all they talk about is other people, or how bad their life is, or what illness they got, or you can love people from a distance. And in the day, they say you become the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're around people that might have good intentions, but are very stuck in their own mind and self-sabotaging their own life and being in that victim mentality, declutter. Don't spend time with people like that. So it's not going to make you feel good. Spend time with people that uplift you, inspire you, empower you. If they don't, love them from a distance. Another thing, same with food. Make sure you buy some quality water. Make sure it doesn't have fluoride in it. Like I buy purified water, and eat as whole. The closer to nature, the better, because it does really affect. At least it does for my own energy. I use essential oils every day. Can't live without my oils. I find that really helpful. Another thing I do every day, all day, I've got music on, either music or audio. If I don't have music playing, I've got audio playing. So any kind of inspirational books and inspirational audio, or if it's not that, it's going to be some kind of really positive music, which straight away lifts me up as well. Decluttering your life, get rid of anything, I moved into the place I'm living in now in September, and I still have been getting all these boxes from these boxes. I don't actually want them. It's like, take them back. So now I've got to make the decision to actually really throw it all, which I guess I want to anyway, because I wasn't missing that stuff. But now it's all in my garage, so I'm really going to deal with it. And I don't think I'm like some people. I guess they get super. I find it really hard to let go of stuff. I'm a little bit like that. I think a lot of people are. Not very stupid, but I can see that the stuff that I've got now in my garage, I didn't miss at all, and now I've got to kind of figure out a way to get rid of it, you know. And I think if you want to bring more new energy into your life, it's that whole what's it called, feng shui? You know, the feng shui, the Chinese feng shui. For anything to come new into your life, you've got to get rid of the old stuff first. And yeah, it's really powerful. You know, very different flowers. You know, different. Setting things up, you know, like I've got this massive playlist on my phone of 150 songs, and I started like music wasn't giving me what I wanted. It was like I've heard it before. It might have there might have been some memories with certain songs. You know? So I started just using Apple Music now, and I'm listening to brand new music, and I don't even know what's going on because I don't want to be stuck, you know. I want to be whole, you know. I want to be stuck in the past. And that song might have meant something. It's still a song, but I've heard it so many times, and I want to move forward with my life. And the energy is really powerful. So I'm just saying there's lots of ways to affect your energy, you know. Just having a shower if you don't feel very well. Have a shower, jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, or dance to the music that we love. We do karaoke, my kids and I do karaoke quite a bit. Change up your music. It's like I've got 150 songs on my playlist, and I started feeling actually not so good about them just recently. So I think I've listened to them too much. Change up your music, you know, and bring different energy into your life too. And I think as human beings, we associate those memories with certain. So, you know, that's something to be aware of. But there's lots of ways to lift yourself. And I think the most important thing is to possibly say to the universe or to God or the angels, if you believe in wisdom. It's like, can you please give me some guidance here, what I need to do right now to bring me more joy right now into my life, you know? Because if you are in joy, if you're enjoying life, can you take inspired actions? That's, at least for me, has just made my life magical. And every time I just listened and took inspired actions, I've had the most beautiful things happen in my life. Every time I doubted and I listened to my head and my fear, but every time I made a decision out of love, I actually truly had miracles happen in my life, you know. And I think life can be miraculous if you allow it. And it's up to you, you know. It's up to you to allow it, even just with your state of mind, and just asking for, saying, you know, right now, please give me a sign, or what do I need to do right now, and take inspired action from your heart, not from your head. Even if it doesn't make sense in your head, and your head saying, it doesn't make any sense, you know, I don't understand how this is ever going to work, or whatever. Just go with your heart, because for whatever reason, every time I've gone that way, it works.
I love that.
Every time I listen to my heart, it seems to work out. So that I'm way more confident with going with my heart now.
Yeah,
Love you,
so.
Sarita.
Thank you. Yeah, that's so powerful. I'm gonna repeat back for those of you. It's like Sarita's saying, listen to your heart and take inspired action, because some of the audio is cutting out a bit. But listen to your heart and take inspired action. This is what Sarita's saying. Powerful, powerful stuff. To listen when you're doing that, right? When you're listening to your heart and listen to the inspired action that comes to take up. For anybody that's worked on manifestation, you understand this process. When you take the inspired action, and you said this again, you may not understand when something comes up to do it, to just do it, right? Your audio is cutting in and out, so I know what you were saying, so I just want to make sure it's emphasized. This is what Sarita was saying, to actually just take that action. When I've done that, make a kid alert. Hang on 1 second here. Okay, he's walking off. Hi, sweetie. he's just waking up over here. So, oh, hang on one sec, sweetie. Hang on, sweetie pie. No, come to mommy. Come to mommy. Come over here. You can sit down. As long as you're sitting down, it's okay, honey. There we go. Oh, there we go.
I just wanted to comment really quick too with the decluttering of your life. It doesn't always have to be a negative item that you're decluttering. One of the things that she brought up to my attention is, as many of you know, I'm married, and we're coming up on our 12-year wedding anniversary. I was one of the ones that had my gown preserved, and it's this, massive box. But she said, one of the things that she said in the book is, when are you ever going to wear that again? Why not share it with someone that's not as able to wear that gown and afford the gown that you had? And I'm like, wow, that's so true. It's a positive, but I can give it to someone else that can have another positive out of it and wear it, because I was fortunate enough to be able to afford that gown. Somebody else may not be able to. So it's not always a negative thing that you're going to be decluttering. It's also the positive, because I'm never going to wear it again. It's sitting in my closet. It's taking up this huge obnoxious space. And then the other thing too is my wedding photos. I have a box, no exaggeration. It's like this big by this big, and it's massive, and it's thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures from my wedding. And she's like, put it on a flash drive. Put them in a smaller space. You can take them anywhere with you. You can share them with you. And it was just, that was more or less like what she was trying to get across to everybody, is that you don't always have to hold on to every single thing to have it be part of your life. And it will actually, if you share your positives with someone else, it'll make your positives feel even more better, because you're sharing that positive, and then that positive is going to go to another positive.
Love that. Powerful, CJ. Miriam or Carolyn, do you have any other one quick point that you want to share before we hop off?
I do one quick thing. I think Sarita mentioned about music. I know that usually music is a positive way of lifting your mood, and if you're ever feeling like you want to celebrate, it's always good to put something even like exciting to help you like lift your mood up more as well. And if you're ever feeling low, find something positive to listen to that'll change your mood quickly, because it's just the beats, the way the music goes, the rhythm of it that changes your mood altogether. It's like the quickest and fastest way of like, boop, getting your mood up there. So I just wanted to add to that, because when Sarita said that, I know that I have been listening to a lot of great music lately, so I just, yeah.
Love that, Miriam. Carolyn, any quick thoughts? Last to add?
I think just to validate what CJ was saying, I think when we donate our wedding dress or even books or furniture, it is a way to, I think what I'm realizing too is that it's about raising our vibration. And when we declutter our lives, we're raising our vibration. And when we donate to someone else, we are giving ourselves that opportunity to raise our vibration in a different way, in serving the community, serving someone with a wedding dress or with books, or whatever it is that we've got. There's been lots of times where when I have given something away, it has made me feel better and about the fact that I did still have it. But you're right, it's not that we have to be the resource for everything all of the time. Sometimes we have something to offer someone else, and it can, or even our community, and it can benefit so many more than just us. And I just want to say a little thing about your photos, your wedding photos, CJ. My children love looking through scrapbooks, and I know that you could probably find someone who could put those all in a acid-free type scrapbook and allow the kids to peruse them. Grandchildren someday, but my kids love to go through those and see what they used to look like. On the flash drive and on the computer, they're less likely to look at them, but when we have them in a book, they'll pull them down occasionally and look at them. So, I mean, just a thought, but I've loved the call today. It's been very powerful.
Thank you, and thank you. I'm so glad that you're here with us, sharing with us, Carrie Lynn. One quick thing to add, something just telling me to. Go ahead, Sarita. Yes.
Yeah, I
got you
just
on
want to
hand.
say I'm super grateful because I think we've gone for a while, so it's going to end up, but yeah, it's 11:39 p.m. here in Perth, Western Australia, but just so beautiful connecting with you all. We've got the United States, Canada, you know, we're all here in Australia present, and lots of ladies watching us. And I just want to encourage anyone to, you know, come join us every week. We're here to serve you guys. I never worked online. The only reason I started working online was to be home with my kids, and I would never want to go back to a job because this is the best job ever. Even my daughter or son would wake up right now. They'll be here interacting, definitely on Hangouts before they actually enjoy it. And I'm making more money than I've ever made working a full-time job. But you know, it's just for me the main reason is to be home with my kids, to be able to work around my kids when it works for us, and having that freedom. And it's really awesome, and it's truly possible for anyone out there. So anyone who's interested, click on that link below. But yeah, like I said, I never imagined myself doing this kind of stuff a couple of years ago, you know, and I've been doing this now for 2 years, and it's been an amazing ride, and I just love connecting with all these mums who want to be home with their kids, and you know, it is a very, you know, it's very special, you know, that we're able to provide for our kids, but at the same time have a business that keeps our mind going as well, you know. So if you hang with kids all day long, it's awesome, but at the same time you crave like human, like adult conversation at times. And you know, for me, my business gives me not only financial stability, but also like I don't feel so isolated as a mom, because you do feel isolated if you just talk to kids all day long, you know, and you have other adults to talk to. It just like lights up your day, you know. And it's just that beautiful sharing, having that sharing space, and all help each other win, and lift each other up. And I've never been excited about a business in my life. It's the first time I've ever been excited about something, and yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here. So if you want to join our amazing community for like a really low, I think it's like $7 for me to get started, just click on that link below, and we're really excited to work with you and welcome you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Like seriously, just click link below. And quickly, if you're watching this and you're wondering, you know, do you deserve this? You absolutely deserve. You deserve to be happy. You deserve, no matter whatever thoughts might have ever crossed your mind, even in the last 5 seconds, or you know, in the past, any negative thought that comes up that tells you that you don't deserve to have wonderful things in your life. I don't care what is going on in your current circumstances. It's not true, because you do. You deserve all the wonderful things that we're talking about. You deserve to even ask yourself to have joy, and you deserve to have our community. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side after you click that button. And we'll post when our next Hangout's going to be. It'll be in 2 weeks from now, the exact date. But we do have another one that comes up every next week as well. Like I said, once you're in on the inside, we can give you information on that. And love you all, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you on the other side.